So welcome. I'm just doing quite a few videos at the moment, and I'm just putting it out there, and whoever it's meant to find, it will find, and those who are meant to hear um, my music will hear it. I don't really worry too much about being in control of things because the thing is, if you truly believe the universe is in control, then you wouldn't have a problem with control. Um, yeah, yeah. And um, it's interesting because I think the people that need it desperately are usually the ones that have to control everything outside of them, or they have to control people in order to feel powerful. But the thing is, it's like, no, control yourself, and then your power is comes through your influence because you are in control of that charge. You are in control of that energy. You are in control of your consciousness. You are in control when you are not fearful about not being in control. It's ironic. Um, there's only two paths: fear or love, and so are you going to live through the energetic law of fear, or are you going to live from the energetic law of love and its spiritual principle? I mean, those are the options when it comes to paths. So when we are on the spiritual path, it means that we are on the positive path, not the negative one, because we want to reach the positive outcome. And the positive outcome is to be fearless, because you don't have your freedom until you are truly fearless. And yes. Um, hmm, yeah, 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 there is a lion inside of you. There is a lion. There is a lion inside of you. There is a lion. Lion. There is a lion deep inside. Yeah, anyway, that's not really where I was going, but yeah, wow, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, what does it profit a man if he gains the world but loses his soul? Oh no, soulless man's final frontier. What does it profit a man if he gave his soul? Lord, his soul, I know, soul is my final frontier. Whoa, whoa, oh, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Whoa. Angel, lift me high, come to me, eyes of fire, God my light, God my power, like the sun, light our world, no one don't fear, befriend your fears and your steadfast. Oh, mother and father spiritually, we are one. Yes, we want. Yes, we want. Yes, we are the ancestors of the next generation to come. Yes, we are the ancestors of the next generation. We're the ancestors of the next generation to come. Oh, yes, 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 we are. Yes, we are one. Yes, we are one. One love, one power, one people, and one generation. We are one generation. We are one love, one power, one people, one generation. We are one generation. We are one love, one power, yeah. One generation. We are one love, one power, one generation. We are one love, one power, one people, one generation. We are one generation. We are. I can hear the voices of the ancestors. Yeah. The voices of the ancestors, the stars that rose into the soul evolution, the spiritual revolution. Oh, and they rise like the sun and they burn like the fire inside. Oh, it is time to find your wings, take flight. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yes, we won. Yes, we won. generation. We are the ancestors of the next generation. So what we do right now, you better be thinking about. If you're gonna own your power, are you gonna own your power? Are you gonna own your power? Are you gonna own your power? That power inside. That fire inside of me. You can't put it out. It's an impossibility. Oh, you can't put my fire out. 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 Yeah, my fire. And you can't put my fire out. Like to see you try. Oh, 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 oh. Generation to come. We are the generation to come. We are the generation to come. We are the generation to come. The final frontier. I like dramatic endings, you know. I just can't help it. I'm dramatic and I'm out there and I'm spiritual and I'm all kinds of different things that aren't allowed as well. And it's like, or so I've been told. And you know, they just think, nah. The world needs spirit. The world needs people that are willing to be on fire and passionate again about the dream that lives inside all of our heart. To find the full acceptance and love of yourself. You don't find that through other people. Okay. If you try to find that through other people, you'll be bitterly disappointed. You must find that acceptance and love of yourself within yourself. And so sometimes you've got to fight people off because you're like, no, I'm going to love myself. You know, you might call my spirit an illness, you know, a mental health illness. No, I don't call that part of me that. That's disrespectful. I would be disrespecting myself and my spirit if I was to call that part of myself an illness. No, I'm not doing that. Of course not. You know, um, we need people that are connected to the heart, connected to that realm, and we need people that are balanced enough to govern that charge of energy. See, we're very emotionally dysregulated, and I was there once, and then I just kind of went through this crazy experience. It's called a spiritual emergency, and it's actually documented in the diagnostic manual, even, you know, but no one bothers to have a look at it. And so when we evolve and when we upgrade energetically, that means we are transforming. We are coming into a different version of ourselves because we are being true to ourselves. We are finding the parts of ourselves that we thought were forbidden to exist, and we are bringing those parts of ourselves back to life. You see, and the thing is, you can live your whole life feeling like you have to hide, you know, that you have to be invisible, that you don't get to speak, and you don't get to express anything. You know, you just get told what you are by the treatment that is around you. You just think, what kind of treatment is this? It's bad treatment, and unethical practice. If you ever feel bullied, if you ever feel um, like someone else is trying to take control of everything, your life, your path, your health, and they're not actually discussing any of these things with you, take them to court. I would, because you'll win. Because the spiritual principle is and the code of ethics is what governs every law of society. Every sector of society is governed under the spiritual principle and the law of energetics that is in the code of ethics. And that is how any form of treatment or practice or whatever role you play, that is how you turn up under those energetic laws and under that spiritual principle that governs that sector of society, whether it be mental health, whether it be whatever it may be. Okay, those um, offices within um, that, uh, yeah, it's just a system that you got to look at it. You got to look at it and see it clearly. People are prescribing, doctors are prescribing drugs to people that actually cause brain damage. That this is in my notes of the symptoms, so I'm allowed to say this. You know, thoughts of depression, thoughts of suicide. The drug makes you feel that bad about yourself, isn't it? Like, and yet, why would you do that to somebody? Um, Elephant in the room. You know, why would you do that to someone? Um, gee, getting deep and personal, and it's just like, oh, I just lose my patience sometimes with the way things, the system of things, and the way that things um, are handled energetically. The energetics in this country need to change, because this country is not governed by the government. This country is governed by the spiritual principle. And when we start living by that principle, and when we start bringing in the laws of energetics that are connected to our heart, are connected to the energetic boundary that belongs to every man, woman, and child, doesn't matter what color your skin, what culture you come from. It is like total cover insurance for your path, your health, you know. And so that is the spiritual law. Okay, there are spiritual laws in this country, and they are in the code of ethics. So go and look them up, because the thing is, when we begin to lift the standard, and we operate via the spiritual principle, and via the laws of energetics. The laws of energetics, you need a connection and a balancing point. Okay, so yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I just want to get comfortable with myself on screen. I need to get comfortable with what I do. And so the thing is, that can be transitioning into more parts of yourself. And I'm talking about your spiritual identity. I'm talking about the light workers, the revolutionaries, the history makers, the people that actually want to blaze a trail through history and leave a legacy. Those kinds of people. Yeah, these videos are for those kind of people. Because that's the reflection I want to see. I'm tired of looking at shadows. I'm tired of looking at shadows. I want to see your light. I want to see something that is beautiful, and you are. Your light is beautiful. Shine bright. You know, love that soul of yours. Love that mind. Give it positive declarations, so that you can begin to develop a pathway between your mind and your heart, and you can begin to bring through your declarations, and bring through your creative inspiration and intuition and ability to create the things that you've been here. You are here, and that you are born to create. you know um go into the deeper parts of yourself, because that is where we find um the things that we need. They were inside us all along. And the thing is, we have a conditioned mind that keeps throwing the referential point out into the external landscape of our reality, so-called reality. And the referential point is within this emotional guidance system. This is the navigator. This is the compass. This is the system that will keep you on track. Not that system that's out there. And you got to own parts of yourself that, you know, you can't own those parts of yourself until you're willing to release the shadow and come into more light. You've got to love the light, because blessings, they love light. The blessings come when you begin to do the soul evolution and the shadow work, and you begin to do the deep work that needs to happen within you so that you can shift and move and come into the parts of yourself that you were born for. Because the thing is, we've been living under the shadows, that shadow consciousness, the blindness, that the spiritual blindness, where we can't see one another, we can't hear one another, we can't connect through that heart anymore. It's like, because it's like we are we're living in this sort of, we're projecting everything out, and we're just generating fears all the time and insecurities and shit like that. I'm not just like, that gets boring. And so we want to generate love, and people think it's cheesy, but no, it's not, because love is freaking powerful. And so when you actually begin to understand what love is and how you can integrate that into your life, you can really begin to come to accept and integrate and what's the word, build build those things within yourself. It's not about what you're building on the outside, it's about what you're building on the inside, so that when your manifestation comes, you're like, yeah, I got it. I got it. Gotcha. You know, um, the more you get in tune with yourself, the more you will become in tune with the universe. And you're like, I love you, universe. It's just like I hold on to that higher power that is within me, because everything else at the moment, it's nothing secure at the moment, you know. So where is our security? Are they the security guards that are, guarding the streets? They've got the name on their security. No. The true security is the inner security that we find within ourselves when we allow for the spiritual blindness to drop. What is the spiritual blindness? It is the judgments. It's the judgments that we've already made about other people without having the deeper awareness, the full understanding, and the support of acceptance through that understanding to offer. Okay, we want to get there, to the deeper awareness, to the full set of information, to the higher understanding, so that we can offer one another that support network and that acceptance and that love. You know why? Because we've all fallen. We've all fallen. That's part of what it feels like to be human. We suffer, we have pain. Of course. Um, because if we didn't have those things, we wouldn't be able to build these things inside us, that end up leading to more of our light. Shadow comes to test you, to challenge you, to throw things at you, to and whatever. But the thing is that if you learn to see the shadow, and then if you learn to accept the shadow, you realize that the shadow is not something bad. It's something that is unconscious. It's a fear, it's an insecurity, it's something that's triggering you into reactions that are completely unconscious. You don't really know why you're doing things, or and so it's like you can't live like that. I mean, that's illness. Fear is an illness. Yeah. But it's good to learn about our fears so we can look at them and go, hey, why am I so afraid of that? What's going on, fear? Tell me. Tell me everything. And not from a like a scary way, because that's fear. That's just fear. No, you've got to look at it and sit it down and say, sit down over there, and I want you to explain to me what's really going on, because underneath the fear is a greater love. I mean, you begin to realize that a lot of your fears, that's when your mind has got confused. That's when your mind has integrated lots of illusions and things like that. That's fear. Okay. And so clarity is awareness. Okay. And so when you're aware of what you're afraid of, you're not in the fear. You're becoming aware of it. It's a deep world, our emotional underworld. It really, really is. It really, really is. And so yeah, to tap into that world, is amazing. Mhm. And so this is the place where angels fear to tread, down into the deep world of our own suffering, of our own pain, of our own fear, um, of our own disgust, whatever, whether it's with yourself or what with somebody else, all those things that we hide. And um and and so when the light comes and goes, look, it's all right, I'm not going to judge you. I'm just helping you to see how you can evolve. Yeah. And so the light shines on those things and you go, yeah, I'm ready to see how I'm lying to myself. you know, I'm ready to make the upgrade. And yeah, it's just interesting. Like, I have felt so many different shifts, just between you and I, whoever's listening, so many shifts within my body and within my spirit and within my mind, that it's like, um, I can't go back. I can't go back to that person that I was, because I am who I am now. And so half of the battle is accepting that for yourself, and then you've got to deal with everyone else that doesn't accept it, and that spiritual side to us, like, you know it's not illegal, it's not against the law to sing in light language, or but some people or to be able to download information from that world, but some people treat you as if it is. And I just think there's something wrong with you. That spirituality has been recorded in history through all the books, and all the faiths and all the cultures and things like that. And then when someone has a spiritual experience, everyone freaks out as if, yeah, well, in a way, I was losing that old mind that belonged to fear and belonged to the things that were trapping me and suffocating me and making me feel, um I don't know, like just, yeah. And then you sort of like, when you break down, you are about to have an awesome breakthrough. Mm. Because when you hit rock bottom, you realize, is this it? You know? And then you realize, yeah, this is just the beginning. This is not the bottom, rock bottom. This is the beginning of the story and the journey, of how we climb out, and how we build strong that house, and how we find our declaration, and how we move through the processes, and how we allow for life to unfold. We surrender to the completion of all things, and we allow for, um, that spiritual path to take its own form, because we are that spiritual path. You don't have to run around trying to find your destiny or what you're meant to be doing. No, you just need to connect to yourself. And so when you're building up yourself, and you are making the decisions and the judgments that are right for you, when you are in charge of your life, when you are in charge of your health, when you are in charge of your spiritual path and your practice, when you live by that spiritual principle, and you understand the laws of energetics, and you are striving for soul evolution, you know, um, then you will find the blessing, that manifestation. It'll only be a moment of time, and then the next thing, it's there, and it's just like, wow, the next thing, you do the soul work to reach the manifestation of you. And so that reflection, you can't find that reflection of yourself until you find the true reflection of who you are in your essence, in your DNA, in your spirit, in the depth of your heart. You won't find your true fulfilled destiny until you go there, because that's where it is. Okay. And so if there are things that are preventing you from connecting to your heart and being who you are, and all, and living your own life and following your spiritual practice and anything like that, you make sure that you cut that cord, or um you make the adjustments that you need to make. Don't let people drag you down. Don't let them do it. Mm-mm. You know, you can go through some pretty hard shit, and you can remain strong because you believe in the vision that you hold inside your heart, and you've built that vision all your life, so that when the time comes and it is tested and challenged, you're like, I got this inside of me, and no one can take it from me. No, because it lives inside of me, and it's connected to that living presence that is inside of me. See. And so that living presence is the living presence that is in all things. Yeah. And so when we realize that actually to have sight, to have vision, is a lot of that, to have that activated in your life, to have sight and be envisioning things and creating things and all that sort of stuff. That only happens when you're willing to let go of the blindfold, of the things that you're blinding yourself to, the things that you're lying to yourself about, the thing, you have to step up to the plate, and you have to be able to go, okay, um, I want to fulfill my path. um, my spirituality and my growth and my development is what is most important to me, because I don't want to manifest this systemized world. I don't want to manifest that. I want to through my being to manifest that new world. Okay, and that navigation, and so that heaven inside, that place of heaven inside, when you are like, it doesn't matter what is thrown at me. um I know that the universe got my back, and I mean, no matter what, because you know your spiritual team, that angels exist, all of these things. And then people can call you crazy. I don't give a shit. Call me whatever you want. It's not what I'm calling myself, so it doesn't matter. Like, it's not on the agenda of the names I wish to call myself. And so that's up to me. And you know you've got to just let water off a duck's back, honestly. Don't let people take your energy. Just go, yeah, okay. And know within yourself who you are, you know because that's the battle, isn't it? After all, that's what life's battles are all over. Who gets to say who and what you are? Do you, or does everybody else? Well, have we made that decision yet? Well, I've made that decision. Yes, I have, for my life, and I am the one that will determine my own thoughts and the actions of my heart, and what my path will be, and how I will live my life, and my values on health. You can't take those things away from people. And so, yeah, yeah, it you we have to get back to um the spiritual principle, because then we are truly governing ourselves and governing our life and governing our health and governing all parts of the self. And when we are doing that, yeah, we are the ones that are charging our own consciousness and our own energy, not everyone else. So yeah, anyway, that's that. It's like 45 minutes, so that was long. I guess If you enjoy this, let me know. And it's quite nerve-wracking sometimes. Well, it's not really nerve-wracking, but it's just, it feels awkward at times coming out of my shell, because everyone has judgments, and I've really been under the I've been under the judgments of other people before, and it's just like blows your mind, yeah. And I just think, yeah, you have to be in charge of your own thoughts, and you can't allow other stuff that people throw at you. You can't allow that shit to stick, honestly. And because it's a lot of times it's not healthy. People are toxic out there, and you've got to choose good company, so that you can feel built up within, because we're living in a day where we need to know that we have one another, and we need to know that we're building strong the house, and that house is a house of one, and under that one spiritual principle, and of the governance of the spiritual principles by which we live. And so when we get back to that, that's when true order is reestablished. Okay. So blessings, love and light. We'll see you next time. Namaste.